Hello, you are all welcome to another module of the MOOC on Media Law and Ethics. This is the fourth module and we have been looking at freedom of expression. Freedom of expression has been guaranteed in the Constitution through an article called Article 19(1)(a). Freedom of speech and expression has been guaranteed, and this is in continuation of what we have been discussing in the fundamental rights. Fundamental rights has given us a lot of freedoms, lot of equalities and other liberties and rights, and one such right is called freedom of speech and expression. We will be discussing in this particular episode with the help of a good judgments that has been pronounced by Supreme Court over the period of last 50-60 years about strengthening the freedom of speech and expression in the country. The freedom of speech is regarded as one of the first condition of liberty. If you want to claim it as a democratic country, if you want to have it as a liberty, if you have liberty, then you should have the freedom. The freedom is the first condition with which you have to claim that you are a free country. If we look at the history, then people like Milton, in his book Areopagitica, and he stated that freedom of speech promotes the discovery of truth. Without this, there can be no health in the moral and intellectual life of either the individual or the nation. Both for the individual and for the nation, that if you want to have the moral strength, then you should have the freedom of expression that guarantees the moral and spiritual strength of the nation. We borrowed the idea mostly on these things from the Universal Declaration of Human Rights that was declared in 1948. Universal Declaration of Human Rights has an article called 19. We also have the same article called 19 in the Indian Constitution to give the freedom of speech and expression. Article 19(1)(a) specifically deals about it. So, we borrowed the idea from UDHR. The UDHR article 19 specifically points out that everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. This right includes the freedom to hold opinion without interference and to seek, receive and impart. These 3 points are important: to seek the information, to receive the information and to impart the information. Not only information, but also ideas through the media and regardless of the frontiers. So, in all area, that if you have the freedom to seek, receive and propagate an idea, then you can call it yourself as the person who is having the freedom to expression. If you look at the world, Sweden is the first country to declare that freedom is the essential component of the constitution of that country. It was the first country in the world to enact a provision for access to official information for the citizen. They said that only by having official access to the information, the people will be empowered to ask questions about the government, to take part in the government. So, Sweden is in the entire world, Sweden is the first country to make sure that this has been enabled and authorized through the constitution. And if you look at one of the beautiful judgments of Indian Supreme Court, Justice K.K. Mathew has observed very categorically that the freedom of expression concerning public affairs is indispensable to the operation of democratic system. It is necessary implication from the provision of the constitution by establishing it. The freedom of speech and expression means the right to express one's conviction. So, freedom is what kind of belief you have, the faith you have, right, to express that and to express your opinion freely by words of mouth, by writing, by printing, by in the form of pictures, artworks, photographs and cartoons and all other modes. Freedom of speech and expression has long been a hallmark to the healthy democracy and a free society. They call it the bulwarks of democracy, that is a idea that safeguards the democracy. So, if you look at England, in this regard it enjoyed the results of the public application of the principles of rule of law. So, under English law, the freedom of expression is of course intrinsically important. It is valued for its own sake. In an England case, it was held that freedom of expression has 4 broad social purposes. Number 1, it helps to an individual to attain self-fulfillment. It assists in the discovery of truth. And the third aspect that has been given the English judges, it strengthens the capacity of an individual in participating in decision making. And the fourth aspect that has been pointed out by the judges, that it provides a mechanism by which it would be possible to establish a reasonable balance between stability and social change. And expression is a matter of liberty and right. The liberty of thought and the right to know are the source of expression. Free speech is a live wire of the democracy. Freedom of expression is integral to the expansion and fulfillment of an individual's personality. Freedom of expression is more essential to a democratic setup of state where people are the sovereign rulers. One of the scholar called Ivor Jennings, he said that without the freedom of speech, the appeal to reason, which is the basis of democracy, cannot be made. Another scholar called Lusky, he said that democracy is governed by discussion. This could be successful, democracy could be successful only when there is effective participation of the people in the government. Without the participation of the public, then that cannot be called a democratic government. If you come to the Indian Constitution, the Article 19(1)(a), which talks about the freedom of expression, has been guaranteed as a fundamental right under Article 19(1)(a), available to all citizens, subject only to the restrictions which are imposed by Article 2. So, it means only the citizen of India. So, it cannot be extended to anything other than the citizen of this country. So, Article 19(1)(a), all citizens have the right to freedom of speech and expression. We have not mentioned about freedom of press here, because it when it was asked to Ambedkar, he said that when it is given to the citizen, then it automatically encompasses all the medium that he has been addressing. Article 19(1)(a) covers the right to express oneself by word of mouth, writing, printing, picture, or in any other manner that we have already seen that. It includes the freedom of communication and the right to propagate or push one's views. The communication of ideas may be through any medium, newspaper, magazine, movie, now the internet, social media, the electronic, and all forms of audiovisual media. And Article 19(1)(a) guarantees that all citizens shall have the right to freedom of speech and expression. This right is available only to the citizen of the country and not available to any person who is not a citizen of India, particularly not applicable to the foreign nationals. When the Supreme Court made a judgment on the clarifying the aspects of freedom of expression and freedom of speech, they said that in a particular judgment that Article 19(1)(a) not only includes freedom of speech and expression, it also includes freedom of the press, because though the word has not been explicitly mentioned as in the American Constitution, it has been very clearly articulated in the Supreme Court decision that it includes everything, that whatever that one want to convey through any medium, be it print, radio or television or in the modern internet based media, it includes everything. So, freedom to express one citizen's concern, view to the public, it can be a belief, it can be a faith, it can be an opinion, it can be a fact, whatever it is, that all being protected under the Article 19(1)(a), that is the idea of the Supreme Court.